Hello everybody. So today we are going to learn about a very important topic, transport management system. So why transport management system? So if you see within the R3 system landscape, customizing and development changes are performed in the development plan. As in the previous topics, I told about the system landscape, right? We have a three system landscape. One we call a development, quality, and production. So in the development system, what the functional consultants will do, they will do the customizing and development changes. So once they do all those customization, then they will create a transport request number. With that transport request number, you as a SAP basis consultant have to transfer that transport request to quality, and then you need to import it into the production. So SAP R3 usually enables user to record changes to a change request, which is distributed to other clients or other R/3 systems. So in a company, if you have more than 3 system landscape, then you need to add those systems into your domain controller. So we are going to learn each one by one. This is very important. So that's why I want to give a concept and terminology about transport management system. So here there are two important things: change request and task. So whenever the development functional consultants done with their work, they will release the task, and then the team lead will release that request. So basically the change request and tasks provide a complete history of all changes made during the implementation. Now for this you need to configure TMS. So after the SAP installation, configuring TMS is the first post installation activities, right? And if TMS is not configured properly, that is inconsistent, then we may not be able to create transportable change requests. So after the SAP installation, we have to configure the TMS for the following reason. For what? To create transportable change request, to import the transport request from development to quality, to set up the global transport system between R/3 systems, and to transport clients between R/3 systems. So the R/3 change management system, we call it as a change and transport system, CTS, provides options for data transfer between and within the R3 systems. So CTS is a tool which is used to transport, tune, and test customizing settings between systems and clients. Using transport requests and customizing settings, development work created in a separate development can be automatically recorded in change request and then transported into quality assurance client and finally into the production client. So once the change request has been released from development, that is from the source system, it becomes a transport request, right? So the concept of TMS is what? That you need to be very familiar about the transport layer, about the transport routes, consolidation routes, what is delivery routes, and change request, what kind of change request. Okay, so this is very important. Now let me go to SAP system. So the transaction code which we use for transport management system is STMS. STMS. Once you hit enter, you will see that after the installation, the domain controller is already been configured. And if you see, if you go to overview and if you click on systems, because in a company you want to see whether it is a three system landscape or whether it is a complex system landscape, you have to go to overview and select system. Okay, now here you can see how many systems are there. There are 3 systems. That means this is a 3 system landscapes. So you can see the overview of those systems. Like basically if you go to transport routes, you can see these 3 systems. This is the development, this is quality, and this is production system. So once the customization is done, it will import into the quality and then it will deliver it to the production system. So when I was talking about the transport layer, what is this? This SAP and ZNSP, nothing but the layers which are going to QS. So what is transport layer? Transport layer is used for grouping all the development objects that will always use the same transport routes within the same development system. Transport layer are assigned to all the objects that conform a specified development system. So this is a central concept for the TMS and is a requirement to create a transport layer before any development project can start. So before any project, you have to create transport layers or basis consultant. So what about the transport routes? So these are the transport layers, ZNSP and SAP. So transport routes are nothing but, if you see the green line which is indicating from NSP to QS and from QS to production. So transport routes are used for defining the different routes that exist between 2 systems within the same system group. So there are 2 types of transport routes. This route from NSP to QS, that is from development to quality, we call it as a consolidation route, and from quality to production we call it as a delivery route. So consolidation route link a source system, that is development, such as the integration system, within a target system such as consolidation, that is quality assurance system. Every consolidation route is assigned to a transport layer. So when you're creating a transport route, that has to be assigned to the transport layer, which is SAP and ZNSP. Delivery routes are used for linking a source system such as quality assurance system with the target system, that is production. The delivery routes are not assigned to a transport layer, but every object that arrives at a consolidation system where the consolidation route, that is also the source of a delivery route. Okay, so this is what a 3 system landscape looks like. Now when I am talking about a change request, a change request is nothing but a list in the system containing the objects to be transported and information on the purpose of the transport, the transport type, the request strategy, the target system, right? A change request is typically made up of 1 or more change tasks. There are some types of change requests. You are saying customizing change request, workbench change request, transportable change request, and local change request. What is customizing change request? The use of record only client dependent changes using IMG. Okay, and after completion of customization, the changes can be transferred to other R/3 systems. So to manage the customizing change request, we use the transaction SE10. So for customizing change request, you use the transaction SE10. But who are doing the customization? Functional consultants are doing the customizing request. Okay. Now, workbench request is used for client independent cross-client customization objects and all repository objects created or maintained through the ABAP workbench. What is the transaction code we use for workbench? SE09. And similarly, transportable change request, nothing but the change requests which are transported to other R/3 system after release. And there is no transaction code for that. And lastly, local change request. So a change to an R/3 repository object in a development system but not transportable to quality or production system will be recorded to a local change request. So local change request can be released but not transportable. So I hope you understand this, the concept of transport management system. As I said, like customizing change request, you need to use the transaction SC10, and for workbench you have to use SE09. Okay, so in our next session we will be learning about the transport directory and how we perform the import and other kind of transports related. Thank you so much.